So we've seen that it's been live streamed, and is it also going to be? Hi, everybody. So tonight, on Thursday night's webinar, dare to imagine the possibilities with Onpassive. So tonight, we're going to be going through ideas and passions and hobbies and things that we did before Onpassive, before we joined and got involved with Onpassive, and see how, with what we know about Onpassive and the tools and the platforms, how that's going to expand and show us and help each other to understand the magnificence and magnitude of where this can actually go. So if you were thinking in a box, we're going to try and take you outside a box. If you never thought there was a box, we're going to expand that horizon even further. And for those of you who never even believed that boxes existed and want to have nothing to do with boxes, we're going to actually, for this evening, help you come back into this sphere and add to our conversation from your perspective in a different way. I would also like to mention that some of the things that we've heard this week is how much we love and respect Ash. But the truth of the matter is, he is a human being. He's a man. He has foibles. He has great, good thoughts, ideas, inventions. He is, after all, our CEO and Onpassive. But please know and recognize that he is not a god, he is not a god, and he's not a deity. So let's keep this all in perspective, just like all of us on here and all of us throughout the Founders membership are founders. Whether we are LC, whether we're in North America, whether we're anywhere, we all came in paying $97 US, and we are all founders, and we are all moving forward together. Please don't elevate me to any other level. I am a wonderful female. I am quite perfect in my own eyes, although I've heard this week a few people might question that and think that I might not always be the nicest person. But you know what? I have moments when I can be really quite fantastic. So let's keep this all in perspective. I cry salty tears. I have sadnesses in my life, and I celebrate the joys with my family and my friends and Onpassive as well. So we're going to ignite your passion again tonight. What were you passionate about before you joined Onpassive? The guidelines for this evening is no company names, no direct name of a product, but talk about an industry maybe, or about a hobby, or about something specific of an interest maybe that you were involved in, and that either you know how Onpassive will work to help and improve that and expand that knowledge and awareness to the world, or if you have a question as to how can Onpassive help you expand those interests into the world. So we're going to start with Marty, because Marty doesn't say very much these days, and we'd like to make sure that he's able to set the tone for tonight. And Chris and I, who usually have conversations with him, are all part of this. Julie, we thank you for your help. We know you're going to be in the background, but later on you might also want to come in for a little bit. Right now it's the three of us, so sit back, enjoy, be a fly on the wall, and let's listen to what we're going to talk about. Marty, please start.
Okay, yeah, let me see if I can think of something to say. Just kidding. Yeah, like Robin said, you know, there's I know people coming down passive. I did it in the beginning, and in the last year or so, year and a half, you look at the products, you look at the name of them, and you go, I'm going to use that, I'm going to use this, I'm going to use, and my passion, by the way, was marketing. I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy trying to show people how to do it because it's too difficult, but I enjoyed doing it and seeing the results and all that. And for me, when I saw Onpassive, I saw where all the tools that we've used, myself, Mike, and Dan, are all under one platform. And for me, that was mind-blowing. But then, because I love to think possibilities of whatever, I started to look at it and went, holy cow, there's so much more we could do with this, with things that we might have passion, you know, strong feelings towards. I want to give you an example of certain ones that I'm working without my mouse, so this will be difficult. But let me start so that you can see how far we can go with this, or see how far we haven't gone so far. I mean, there's passions from knitting, sewing, chess, board games, watching movies, candle making, cooking, home brewing, wine or beer, cross stitching, magic, bowling, language, learning different languages, meditation, podcasting, singing, dancing. People do scrapbooks, blogging, carpentry, playing a musical instrument, guitar, drums, whatever, jewelry, jewelry making, flower arrangement, and you when you start to realize how many different things people could do, home improvement ideas, do it yourself, hacks that you see on videos. Oh, I didn't know you could do that, right? Stuff like that. Indoor gardening, trees, miniature herb gardening, painting, coloring, baking, card games, embroidery, furniture building, ice skating, swimming, jigsaw, journalism, karate. The other night I found out that Peter Rogers is a black belt. Remind me not to mess with him. Listen to music, model building. Used to love to make models. I just really was horrible at it. But I mean, I'm just trying to get you to open up. Mahjong, laser tag, gymnastics. My grandson Shorty's in gymnastics. He's doing very good. Snooker, pool, collecting. I used to collect coins. In fact, I still have the coins. I haven't done it lately because I'm passive. Archery, volleyball. The guy last night was ranked as one of the best volleyball players in the world. And when the conversation went on Julia Milo, he got more and more thinking about, oh my God, I know he left with much more than he came with. And you can't beat that. And I'm hoping we do the same thing tonight. Car racing, break dancing. I stopped doing break dancing, as you can see. Golf, hockey, skateboarding, water polo, train spotting, backpacking, football, soccer, badminton, cheerleading, tennis, baseball, running, hiking, basketball, netball, horse riding, hunting, skiing, snowboarding. I don't need to go on, but it goes on and on and on. And you think, what does this have to do with Onpassive? Let me give you an example. Let's say before you ever saw Onpassive, some of you were doing other things. That's okay. If you're not cross-recruiting, you were in something before you got here, God bless you, right? But there are some products out there that I've used that I love it. I never say this right, but it's called Kagan Water, right? I don't want to say the company, but I already did. But I love the water from it, right? But it was expensive. So to try to get people to pay for it, they don't have the money. Onpassive can change that, right? If you want to share something you truly love. Health and wellness. There are health products out there that didn't come from pharmaceutical that people absolutely love. Okay, and I want to tell you how this could part of how this you could feed it into Onpassive. Just imagine you teach guitar lessons. You want to teach them. You get into O Connect or O Capture, either one of the two. They both will make videos, and you do a video and you invite people to that video, and you do a series. First series, you say 101 guitar playing. You just basic chords or whatever you want to do. I know nothing about it. I can barely play the radio. But you share that, right? Now, you think, well, how do I find these people? On our process of changing the planet as much as we can, will everything change? No, but we're going to make a big impact. What I mean by that is about 5-6 years ago, myself, Mike, and Dan made a small post, real small. Wasn't very much on it. And the question was, who is your favorite football team? That was it. And we received almost 1 million people answered it and said who their favorite team was. I'm not kidding. So then you say, well, what's the big deal? What am I going to do with that? Well, example. This is just an example because I don't know exactly how ONet's going to work. But let's say you said, who would like to learn who loves the guitar? That's it. Simple, simple, simple. You get a couple of your friends in Onpassive, a couple members to put in a comment. I love guitar. I play guitars for 15 years. Guitar is my passion, whatever. You send a little blast out. a blast. No big deal. $5 a day, $10 a day, whatever you want to do. You'll get people all over the United States, all over the world clicking, I love it, I love it, I love it. Now, when they're done putting their name and what they love it, guess what? You have what they call a hook, right? So you contact John Smith, say, hey, we started a group, guitar lovers, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. And if you're interested in being involved, here's the link. Now, the link is taking people into Onpassive. Okay. It's a free version, no big deal. But you do that, then he brings somebody, then he knows other people like guitar, no doubt about it. So the next thing you know, you have a group of 5 or 6 or 10,000 people on it, guitar lovers. You start sharing your video, and you say you give the first one away free because it's a nice thing to do. And then if you're an extremely good guitar player, people will know it, and you make other videos and you charge $10. Now let's go back to what we're saying. There's already 1 million people in Onpassive. We're all customers. We're all consumers. We all have passions. A year from now, there's 100 million customers. 1% sign up to learn how to play the guitar. I'm not going to say numbers. Get a calculator. I mean, it's mind-blowing. And it's something you love. And you can use other parts of Onpassive to do these marketing and help you market it. Some of this is free. What I just told you is almost free, right? You can put a post anywhere. It's no links, no nothing. You're asking people what they love. Health and wellness, anything, anything. And then you go, last night the gentleman was talking about coaches and how hard it is. People are traveling, they can't get here, they can't get there. If you offer an answer to a question, or you're helping somebody with a need, it'll make you rich. It's not brain surgery. That's fact. You help enough people with what they want, what they need, what they like, it'll set you free. And that's money that you're going to make money with Onpassive. I'm just saying, that's money you could go ahead and do an bless and go after whatever it is that's your passion as far as helping humanity. But I just wanted you to use your head. I wanted to open up a little bit to see if I could get you thinking about it. And I want those hands up over in the attendee. I don't want to see 8. I want to see 80, up to 100. Put your hand up. If you can't put your hand up, write it in the chat that you want on. I'm going to turn it over to Chris and Robin to add to this conversation. But I'm just saying, this could be fun. Okay, nobody's going to hold you against anything. Do you think? Look, don't come in here worried about, I don't want to make a mistake. If you're not making a mistake, you're not doing anything in life. It's that simple. The most successful people you see, you go, wow, I can't believe he made the iPhone. Steve Jobs is amazing. Steve Jobs did not brag about the 200,000 times he made a mistake. He just never quit. It's the only difference. And all of you have it. All of you deserve it. All of you can do it. No doubt in my mind. I did things in my life that on paper I shouldn't have been able to do. But I don't like paper, and I don't like people telling me what my limits are. I will not live that way. Anyway, I'm going to open it up to Robin and Chris because I have a problem talking. So let's let them have a chance.
Thanks, Marty. Chris, what did you do before Onpassive? We know you were in the auto industry, but what was your passion? What was something that you truly enjoyed doing? And you went and it was a hobby, or it was something special to you?
I had a couple things. Of course, everyone knows I love boating. I love being around the water. And then I got into metal detecting. The problem was I worked so much, I didn't have time to metal detect. That's the truth. But I loved it. I wished I could do it more, because I literally could do it 12 hours a day. But unfortunately, I had to pay the bills and work 12 hours a day. But that's the possibilities with Onpassive. For those of you that are still working, I'm retired. It's really a good thing to think about, because we all have these wonderful hobbies that we love to do. And sometimes we are limited to our time to do those hobbies because of work. All right. That's the honest to God truth. I like putting in perspective what Onpassive is going to do for me, for a lot of people. One day I was sitting down just writing all my bills out monthly. All right. How much actually costs me for my bills for the entire year? Let's make a, house payments, all that. Let's just say it's $20,000 a year to pay your house payment, car payments, utility bills. And I used to tell people, imagine just, one position just paid for all that by itself. I mean, that's the possibilities with Onpassive. So yeah, you can keep working, but imagine all the money that you're making while you're working, you're putting right in the bank, because Onpassive, being a passive founder, that $97 positions after we launch is going to pay your bills. All right. If you're a boater like me, it's expensive. Gas is very expensive on the lake. Probably going to be $5 a gallon this year. $5 a gallon. So I tell my friends that are boaters, listen, one position, and that'll take care of your cost for the next year for gas. That's how boaters think. We get to sit in the cold all winter. We save our money, what we're saving for, because we're so passionate about boating. We got to have gas in that boat to get to these destinations. So, I mean, you could literally turn this, not just my boat and metal detecting. By the way, metal detectors are not cheap, but you could turn Onpassive for everything that you got going in your life and turn it into a positive. I don't even say possibility. I say a positive because I know what it's going to do. But just think about that. Tonight after this webinar, add all your monthly bills up for the year and say to yourself, man, what if that one position paid all my bills and everything else I worked for went right into my bank account? Or you might be able to go have a little fun once in a while. That's how I think. If you just got rid of one bill, maybe your house payment, Onpassive, one position, when we launch 6 months to a year later, it's making your house payment for you every month. You might be able to pay it off. We don't know yet, but can you just imagine that? If your house payment's $1,000 a month, which is about average, okay, we're around, I think, everywhere. Imagine being able to put $1,000 in your pocket, let Onpassive take care of that for you. That's when I started this, that's how I try to teach people what it is. But just, can you imagine all the things that you can do? Maybe, just maybe, you only have to work 40 hours a week, not 80, not 100. Or those people that don't get overtime, you don't have to worry about it anymore. You see, when they throw that overtime in, that's like a bone. God, I got to do it. The thing is, it's Saturdays, it's Sundays, it's 12 hours. Next thing you know, your kid's got a baseball game. Hey, son, I can't make it. Or hey, daughter, I can't make it. I got to work. Man, don't do that. I did that for years. Family get-togethers are so important, and you think they're not, but they are. If I can go back in time, I would change a lot of things. But imagine Onpassive's going to give you the freedoms Marty DeGarmo was talking about. Many ways to do it. Now you got Academy, and you can actually take your passion online and show the world, and you can earn money. I tell people, what's the biggest thing about Onpassive I love, especially about Academy? Talking to these teachers. Here's the greatest thing. Yeah, there's a million YouTubes out there. There's TikToks. There's everything. Now, YouTube pays you a little bit if you get 100,000 subscribers or hits. I get that. But no one is paying what Onpassive is going to pay because it's a business. All right. So now, let's say I'm going to use my brother, Bill Must. Bill Must wants to teach people how to build guitars. So Bill's going to have a course on how to build guitars. Now, Bill is going to do that and put it out to the world and maybe charge, let's say, $5 how to build a guitar. Do you know how many woodworker people are out there? Think about that. Every single thing out there, there's millions of people that love to do things. I talked about it earlier. Animal lovers, tree huggers, whale lovers. The possibilities are endless. Robin, back to you. I'm going crazy again.
This is exactly what we get excited about, everyone. And this is where we want you too to feel something within yourselves of what you are capable of and what you bring to Onpassive. It's not just what Onpassive is doing for you, but it's also what you are going to be bringing to Onpassive, to the founders, to the people around the world, and to the people who have not yet even discovered Onpassive. Marty gets one strike. And I'm going to ask everybody else, please, to be very careful when you come on and you're making your comments. We are not to talk about any particular brand name or product name. So we talk about an industry, health and wellness. I was very much involved in that. I was also very much involved in travel. Those are things that I know about. I love that aspect of it. But we're talking about here with Onpassive is the life-work balance. Knowing that this is 100% done for you, what can you focus your attention on now? What about knitting? What about baking the best chocolate chip cookies? I have no clue how to bake. And if you ask my sister how I do in the kitchen, she says, that's right, Marty. She says, I am the best reheater, but to stay away from everything else. So anybody who's got recipes for that, you know what? You come on there, you create a classroom. You don't even have to do it more than once. You record it and maybe charge $1. And maybe at that point in time, those $1, the people who are learning how to make chocolate chip cookies, get donated to Obless because we're already earning from the Onpassive founders positions. I mean, how exciting the possibilities of what we can do. So what about Highland dancing? I used to do Highland dancing as a child and we were good at it. We enjoyed it. Music, yes, I know. I twirled my kilt, Marty. You'd be really surprised. Can't do it now, but I did do the jumps over the swords. And dancing, disco dancing. Okay, folks, I'm taking you way back. So disco dancing and movement. You know, how many people have been stuck in their chairs during the pandemic? How many exercise teachers do we have? How many wellness, truly certified wellness phys ed people who are teachers or who know about movement, gentle movement to help people to start to get the circulation going? What about other courses like languages? Spanish, Italian, French. We've got people from all around the world. Can you imagine if there was a classroom or a group for each of those languages from somebody? And again, some might be free. Some you might decide to add $5, $10. And you know what? Even with courses, real courses that somebody has who is qualified to teach something, if that course cost $10,000, you might be able to charge $1,000, $500, and get 1,000 students, get 10,000 students around the world on a syllabus, on a rotating schedule of starting it and have it taped and have it all programmed that you're able to get them in and working. I mean, these are the sort of things that we talk about. These are the sort of things that get us excited. So you've heard from all of us. You understand the ground rules now. We're going to be polite as always. I love you dearly on this webinar because you do put your hands up. You don't overtalk other people. You are patient. And we go through until all the hands have been spoken to and the questions or comments have been answered. So Julie, I'm going to put you in the limelight and ask you please to start bringing people on. And let's start talking. Let's start having people tell us about what their interests, their hobbies are. What would they like to put on? And we know all about the different aspects of Academy. We also know about traffic. All of that's going to be important. So if you've got a restaurant, if you've got a bake store, if you've got a dance studio, you're going to be able to add all of that into Onpassive as one of the platforms. So these are the sort of things, if you're not familiar with something, or you're not sure how something that you like and enjoy could be helped, you can ask that question as well. If you know what you want to use already, tell us that too, because everybody on here, I think, will find it interesting. And I think everybody on here will expand a little bit tonight in mental opportunity. Sorry, Chris, I'm using opportunity possibilities in tandem here. And we will be able to learn and share and then take this, you know, that ripple when you drop a stone in the water and it ripples out? Let's have that happen from here as well. Let's help other people see the possibilities and what they can do with their talents. Singing is another one. Well, again, if you ask my sister, she'd say, not even in the shower. So who's got a hand up and who'd like to make some comments or add to this? Julie's going to bring on as many spots as possible and we will start talking. And that's exactly what we're going to do tonight. We're just talking about what excites you, what your passions are, and what would you like to bring to the world now? When all the apples are falling and we have everything open to the world, what are you going to bring forward and share with the world? Who's got a hand up and who wants to join this conversation?
Robin, actually, it was Willow. Willow came on first, then Tina, then Jim, and then I lost the screen.
Okay, but I'm also going by people who put their hands up. So some people are on, but they might not want to be speaking. And my computer has just gone.
John,
not
if
sure
you
what
could
it's done.
please unshare the screen. John, I think you're sharing the screen right now. John Barilla. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't
Okay.
push it. That must have been an accident. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Don't worry.
Trying to figure
Willow,
out how to give a
please.
background on here. I'm sorry, folks.
And that's a course.
Yeah,
you see, that's going to be a class.
I want to say another thing that could happen in this meeting is it might spark interest in something else. The other day I was talking to Chris and he does magnet fishing too. And that is so cool. I looked on it online on YouTube and people throw a big magnet in water. You'd be surprised what they pull out of there. It's really, the sky's the limit. It's pretty cool. Yeah, go ahead, Willow. There's she. Willow, you look like you're like 40 years younger. What are you doing?
You look absolutely gorgeous, very healthy and great.
Jeez.
What have you been up to?
So happy to hear you. I looked like a ghost Casper a little bit ago. There's that.
You look really, really well.
Well, thank you. I'm getting much better, and I thank you for all your prayers. I'm so excited about us being able to use the products of OnPassive. I have been in, 81 years. I've been working since I've been 12 years old. And so I've had so many different jobs, and there's so many things I could talk about. But one of the jobs I had prior to working here, we had an online store where we produced, my son and I, organic products. I want to do that again. Oh, because we made absolutely outstanding soap, believe it or not, that people just cried for, but there wasn't enough money coming in from the online store because we didn't have the traffic, like Ash tells us all the time, But I want to do hydrosols again, organic hydrosols, and I want to put them out in the marketplace because using hydrosols for your face and your skin is the best thing you can do. And I could tell you, I could sit all night and tell you how I'm going to convert everything. I drive my husband absolutely bananas because there's so many things I want to do. I have done so much in my life, and I've reached stock gaps, where you can't go any farther as a woman, for example. You're not going to get promoted in some of these dead-end jobs you hold, but your crafts, I knit, I crochet, I spin, I raised alpacas, I've raised goats, Pygora goats, and I've even sheared sheep if I had to, I could do it again. But what I'm saying is there's so many things that OnPassive products are going to add to our world that I can't even begin, Robin and Marty, to tell you my enthusiasm about it. I recently was really ill, and I was thinking about how I could help other people that had the same kind of problems I was having, And I come up with 10,000 ideas. My son and I want to start a small home village for women that are homeless. And I says, well, Jace, if we could get a bunch of women and I could teach them to spin, to sew, to do this, to create jobs for them, we could have a greenhouse that was central to the, and it goes on and on. Our household, that's all we talk about is what we can do. I want to grow trees again like Cindy Hopkins grew Christmas trees. I want to do it all, and I don't have enough life left to do it all. So I have to infuse all this in you guys that are younger, because you're going to find out. If I'd have had O Academy even 5 years ago, oh my God, I'm a spiritual counselor. I teach people visibility and visualization classes. I teach online, and I have word of mouth only. I don't advertise anywhere. And if I advertised, I probably could make a fortune on O Academy. And I know many, many more women. We have groups of 8 people that we do self-healing with and healing for others. And we've learned from Dr. Lynn McTaggart to heal in groups of 8. We've been very successful at it. Now we want to teach other people how to do it. So those are the
Willow,
things.
Willow, this is exactly the type of thing. Now you better start writing your courses, because this is where you will be recording and you will be putting them on Academy. And what you can do, that dream you have of wanting to have a village, as an example, you can charge $10 for that training or that course, which everything you've said. And those donation dollars that come in for the quote course or the information talk that you're putting on there can go to help fund that right away.
Absolutely.
I know you've got positions, you've got other thoughts, but this is what we want to get people fired up about tonight. These are the sort of things of excitement. You have got so much knowledge, as does anybody who's over the age of something. So we just
I'm
have
going
to keep
backwards
sharing.
now, Robin.
Oh, no, I'm not even talking about you. My sister's on there laughing at me. So she's watching to see what number I'm going to put on there. So this is where, please share, but get ready, because these are the things that with everything that you've done, I mean, there are people around the world who do shear sheep, who do have alpacas, who don't know how to knit. Give a step-by-step instruction. Give a play-by-play. These are the sort of things that are exciting to everybody. Thank you so much for being our first person to bring this all up. And you've got lots of life left in you. So don't you dare plan on going anywhere else.
I wasn't sure of that lately.
I can understand, but no, you look gorgeous and you're back with us in full force.
Thank you.
Thank you, Willow. Everybody, I'm taking names as you come onto the screen. I'm going to initially keep it to a 2 to 3 minute, if that's all right, so that we can get through with everybody's excitement, I hope. And if you have other ideas, put your hand back up again and I will put you on the list and just keep going through until we get tired of talking to each other. How about that? Tina, please unmute, beautiful Singapore, and tell us what's going on over there with you.
Hello world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Tina of Mackett Tina here from Singapore. It's very sunny and beautiful here at the moment. I love what Marty and Chris have shared, and it's so true. Chris, yes, I'm one of those who are still in employment. Oops. But I love my job as well. And the thing is, I've been gifted with a lot of things. I dance, I sing, I raise butterflies. Like I said, I raise little caterpillars into butterflies and watch them grow and morph. And that's what really excites me. It's about growth. How we grow from being a child, a youth, and now my number, Robin, is 9. I'm going to be 10 in August. Try to figure that out.
Wonderful.
But really, what I'm really excited about is to be. I'm actually a retired military officer, but because of the work that I do at the moment for the association, I'm under employment to reach out for our veterans, to reach out to youth, to students, to our national servicemen who's serving full-time 2 years, to tell them about how important it is to be a citizen of Singapore and the world, and to cherish what we have for ourselves, especially in beautiful Singapore, where everything is really made for you. The government is so efficient that we don't need to think about what we need to do. But then again, it is where we are at the moment in progress and realization of what we want to do. So personally, I really would love to retire full time and really give back to what I'm doing at the moment full time, but really focus on youth at risk and talk about growth, how they can realize their fullest potential, being you, YOU, being your own uniqueness. You know, whether they're going to be a military officer or a gardener or a baker or whatever is their dream. And that's my dream for me to share and to about growth. I've been through a lot in my life, and hopefully it will give value. Definitely with Academy is my favorite product. Definitely I'll be using it for this platform for that purpose, and also for the other purpose as well. Like Marty says, to dance, let's do the LA walk, teaching people how to get back from being 64 to 10. Thank you very much for having me, giving me this opportunity to speak, Robin. And definitely, it's the sky's the limit.
Thank you for being with us, Tina. And the beautiful, beautiful orchids that are grown in Singapore. I mean, there are people over here who have orchids and they don't last for more than 2 or 3 days. You know, somebody who knows how to grow them needs to be able to be told. You don't flood them with water, you talk to them, you just spritz them. They're delicate, like me. Ty, please unmute and tell us what your passions are.
I get a kick out of watching and listening to all you guys. It's just, I care less about talking, really. But anyway, I wanted to say thank you for everything, all you guys, every one of you, especially Marty. He always brings me out. Marty, I'm talking to you, Marty. Anyway, I love every one of you guys in my own way. And I wanted to say that my passion is roller skating, kids, cats, and dogs. Okay, anything that's got to do with that, those 3 or those 4 is what I'm passionate about. And I say that because I don't know, I just grew up with a big fat heart, and I love to love, period. And I'm about to be a Spider-Man or a Superman Monday at a roller skating rink at a friend's roller skating rink, right? She owns it, and she needed me to be a mascot or whatever. I've never been that, but an idea of mine was to have like little parties at a roller skating rinks, and then invite people like adults that have kids and bring the whole families there and have big parties, and then have competitions where they win prizes, but the prizes is a position in Onpassive or money, you know, give them money or Onpassive, you know what I mean? And then the Onpassive thing would be all the products, you know, for one $300 bill or whatever, you know, they win, and they'll be able to use it, you know, all the time, those products. And then have instructions on how to use them products or whatever as another part of winning that Onpassive token or whatever, you know, or whatever I'm coming up with. Anyway, I have a roller skating rink to do that with. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. And I can't wait.
That's so exciting, Ty, because, you know, there are people on here who've done that and who were part of the 60s, the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 40s, you know, that time and age frame where they did all of this. The generation and the children and teenagers of today, some of them don't know what that is. So as you say, to have the families come together and do this with grandparents who put a grandparent on a pair of roller skates. Oh my gosh, you'll watch the grandkids go, oh goodness gracious, what's going on there? Aren't they cool grandparents? You know, Willow, there you go. Something else you got to put on there and teach people. So, you know, it's things like that we've lived so much in this generational time span that the children and grandchildren who are coming up now don't know a lot of what has gone on beforehand. So let's leave that as part of the legacy within Onpassive as well by creating these chapters, pages, groups classes, educational and fun things that people can do and they can keep referring back to as well when they finish, when they leave, and that sort of thing. Good one, Ty. Roller skating. I was no good at that. I landed on my bottom more than I care to remember.
I
Morris,
want to add something, Robin, if I can.
thank you. Thank you. Jump in, guys.
Okay. No, what I was going to say, you know, people don't realize if most people, they play it safe. They think safe. They do everything safe, and they never think any more than right in their face. And if you one time think of the possibilities that are just right outside what you think your reach is, you do that once or twice, and you'll think different about everything the rest of your life. You really will. When you know that past that little safe zone that everybody builds around themselves, you realize the sky's the limit. I mean, you go back to people that invented things and you think, all you remember is the great product that they invented, Edison, the light. But he failed 1,000 times. He's not bragging about that, but you know why we have the light? Because he didn't quit and he thought it was possible. Our biggest restriction are what are between our ears. And if you just believe you can, it's not a lie, you can. And thank God we have a CEO that thinks that way. But the reason for this meeting was so that people could start thinking the possibilities of what's out there. When I was marketing with Dan, and Dan's here now, and Mike, there wasn't tens of thousands of dollars to throw around to market. So we invented, or we thought of things that are possible to do to compensate for something that costs a lot of money. Was it longer? Did it take longer? Did we drag people at different locations? Yeah, it was a mess. It's very unorthodox. But guess what? It worked. It worked. And we believed it would. We said, we're going to do this and here's what's going to happen. And it happened. It's not a joke. Was it easy? No, it's not easy. Nothing good is easy. No matter what anybody tells you, it's not easy. But with Onpassive, look at all the possibilities. For once in your life, you could share something in Onpassive and you don't care if you make a dime with it or not. You really don't care. You probably will because you don't care. But you'll be making money with Onpassive anyway. But imagine sharing something that you really like and it's not, oh, I got to make this money so I can pay a bill. Watch what happens. You'll be sharing stuff you care about, that you love, other people love, and you're going to make money just by accident. And that's the cool thing about Onpassive. That window's there. That platform is there. The only thing holding that back is you. I guarantee it. If you let go of you and just go one step farther, somebody was talking about, I love treasure hunting. Where's the biggest treasures buried? They're in a cemetery. They're in a cemetery with a bunch of dead people that never lived any more than they could have. They never stepped. They lived a 20-mile radius. They never thought any more than they thought they were allowed to. And they always thought that guy's lucky, that guy deserves it, and I don't. And that's a bunch of crap. You deserve what you think you deserve. You think you deserve nothing, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get nothing. Really, I mean, everybody's got to take that chance, move on, and do the best you can and believe you deserve it, because I believe people deserve it. I think there's a lot of people that I've met that were old people in their 40s. And then you meet someone like Willow who's getting younger every year. Why? It's the way she thinks. It has nothing to do with anything else. She thinks that way. She believes she can, and she does. It's simple. I'm not kidding. My grandmother's the same way. She was 102 when she passed away. She raced me in a race at 89. And wow. She almost beat me, but I knocked her down because there's no way I got to let an 89-year-old woman beat me. No, I'm just kidding. But no, that's all I have. Anyway, I just wanted to add that.
But we are going to be youthing, doing things that make us happy. We smile more. What happens when you smile more? You feel better. What happens when you feel better? The endorphins start regenerating, rejuvenating. So all of this is part of it. And even the best health and wellness products, and even the best other products that we have and everything else that we're doing are just going to keep adding to it, because initially it's those endorphins, it's those happy feelings, it's what we're doing that we are passionate about. Commercial break, just to remind everybody, please, 2 to 3 minutes when you're talking and telling us about your passions. Those of you who are joining us now, please raise your hands to come onto the panel. We're talking about igniting the passion, what you did before on Passive, and what you're going to be bringing to the different platforms, or asking something about what is on Passive going to be able to help you with as you bring something forward. Everybody is welcome to talk. We're talking about passion, hobbies, and fun things that we're going to be sharing with the world. Lois, I've lost you. Please unmute yourself. You were up next.
Yes, I am unmuted. Hi. Yeah, I
Hello.
just love this tonight. This is so great, to be able to hear everybody's, passions. And myself, I mean, I grew up, I love dancing. I always loved dancing from the time I was young. And I used to learn every dance I could. I took line dancing. I mean, I took everything, every kind. I love rock and roll, grew up in that era, right? And I was always going to dances. And I even used to teach people. I even learned line dancing and taught people line dancing. I used to teach the seniors at my dad's building and whatever. And even I love like doing ceramics, like all sorts of stuff. I was always wanting to learn more, and become better and then help someone else in turn. And still to this day, I'm like that in many, many different areas, like creative scrapbooking, for instance. I love that. I went to an Italian seniors home. They asked me if I would show them. They'd bring a box or a drawer full of their pictures, and then we'd create, and then they'd send them. And then the next week they'd tell me, oh my God, my family was so happy these pictures they got out in BC. I live in Toronto. And they'd say, oh yeah, they love the pictures and everything, brings people closer together. Love to see people happy. I've learned tons of skills to help. I used to be in human resources, worked my way, through office work, secretarial up to being HR manager. And I mean, I just love helping people. And I have a lot of skills. I was the best interviewer. I used to travel across Canada, interviewing. But still, my passion is helping people, and especially kids, love helping kids and teaching kids because they just need encouragement, and to someone have time for them and whatever as well. But I help seniors. I love seniors too, It opens their eyes and they become a different person, So yeah, so I can't wait till Onpassive launches, and we're able to, with our skills we have, be able to use them. And then I can learn some stuff too. I want to be able to write a book. I've had this title for a long time that I want to call it, My Life is an Adventure, and then put positive things in it, So yeah, that's my passion. I won't keep long because I know a lot of people want to talk,
Lois, thank you so much. It's wonderful. Thank you. Roger, we have you joining us. Please unmute yourself. Roger Wanji.
Yes, thank you, Robin. I appreciate all what you do on this amazing platform. I'm sorry I cannot show my face. I'm still at work.
We understand. Thank you for being with us.
My pleasure. I have many passions. The first one is sharing. I want to share. And when I say sharing, I want to be able to provide to feed the children and send you children hospital. I've been doing that already. I'm sending some token every month, but to me, it's not enough. I want to do more. I want to do more because my other passion is education. I want to do more and see what I can do in a low-income country for the children to get better education through academy. And I want to be able to lend a hand. For instance, I want to retire when Onpassive launch and then working at the food bank, working at the orphanage. That will make me happy. I want to do that. That's my passion. And the other one is I give a commitment to myself. When Onpassive launch, before I take any breakfast every morning, I will make sure that a child eats somewhere before I eat. No matter how far these children are, no matter how far the underprivileged neighborhood is, I will make sure they take a breakfast, lunch, dinner before I eat. If not, I won't. And I want to build orphanages. I grew up as an orphan. I'm sorry, guys. My mom died, I was 5. I didn't have a chance to know her. I want to take her to build orphanages. I have 3 countries in my mind. I really want to do that, build orphanages to take care of the orphan, because I know the meaning of being without a parent, without being with a mother. I know the meaning. And the other thing I want to do is, oh bless. I want to get involved in all blessed by sharing, giving to others, giving back to the community. I came in this country, have a brain surgery in Dallas, Texas. You guys know how much I paid for that surgery? $0. In 2009, my ex-wife had a throat surgery in Culpeper and Fredericksburg Hospital, $120,000. Do you know how much I paid? $0. I want to give back to the community. That's my greatest dream, sharing, giving a lending hand, building orphanages, get involved in agriculture and poultry, all these things, and bring education to the low, to the non-privileged children, to allow everybody with academy to be able to fulfill his dream of learning, learning, and learning, and learning. Thank you so much, Gav, for giving me the platform. May God bless you.
Roger, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being there. William, if you would like to unmute yourself, please, and tell us what you did before Onpassive and what hobbies or what interests you will be sharing with the people around the world.
I have a lot in my past. But
2 to 3 minutes, remember.
I did drive taxi for 7 years, and I got hit from behind, and I was able to get the IT professional course. So I do have some skills in that area. But as you know, as years go by, it's outdated intelligence. So we know that Onpassive brings everything together under one roof, which I was so impressed. As you see in the background, that's a church with Christmas trees and a drum and another Christmas tree. I built that in the hospital. So I want to give them some funding for arts and craft. And I also was listening to you when you say, instead of thinking inside the box, think outside the box. Why don't we get to the point, now that we have Onpassive, get rid of the box? That's going to the sky and beyond. So I'm really looking forward to using the products and gaining a lot of knowledge and skills. So they also,
absolutely.
We also have tutorials with other people giving us how to use the products, which will benefit us much greatly. So I'll just continue on thinking more outside the box and then get rid of the box completely. So what do you think of that, Robin?
I think that's fabulous. And I've got one more question for you. What type of talents? Are you an arts and crafts person yourself? Do you do things with your hands? Did you build things? Obviously you built that in the background, but did you do that yourself as well beforehand?
No, I did that in the hospital when I was in the hospital.
Okay.
So
you can actually help other people, and you would be able to have a classroom in Academy, for instance, or a short webinar or a Zoom to help people take step by step.
That would be really good. Like you saying, building guitars and
yeah,
you can think of many things. You just have to put your mind to the grindstone and do the things you want to do. So this is what I'm thinking OnPassive will give us a time freedom to do those things. We're not going to quit. Like Marty says, we're going to take our skills and our creativity and bring them out instead of going and passing on. So
absolutely. Well done.
That is a great idea.
Good for you. Look forward to what you're going to be putting onto Academy as well. Well done, William. Ed, you've taken your hand down, but if you still want to talk, you are able to unmute yourself, please.
Oh yeah, I didn't try to take it down, but I got a lot of passion, but I keep it really short. I used to be a sergeant in the U.S. Army, and I got 2 master's degrees, one in management and organization leadership, and I got an MBA degree. So one of the things I want to do is create leadership courses, because something that I see a lot in my area, a lot of businesses, the managers, they don't take leadership and organization culture serious, and you have a lot of cases with customer service issues where sometimes people may spend their last dollars, but they won't get exactly what they spent the money on. So I want to focus on leadership courses, and I want to bring experts in my area on so that they could teach about like their expertise. For example, we got a technical college that do a lot of trades like plumbing and carpentry and stuff like that. So I want to be able to pay other instructors so that they could teach stuff that they're really passionate about too.
Well done. Well done. That's exactly what we're looking for. That's it. Thank you, Ed, so much. And also thank you for your service. And I know you're going to be helping a lot of people with your leadership courses and what you bring into OnPassive. You see, OnPassive is doing a lot for us, but look what everybody's saying tonight. Look what these incredible people are saying and what they're going to be giving back into the community for OFounders and OnPassive and the founder membership around the world. This is without even touching anybody else who's not a founder yet, or anybody else who's not even using the products, who will have the opportunity to come in and see and experience these courses and classes and other aspects as well. This is just already starting with our own founder membership. So well done, everybody. This is exciting, and this is the energy that comes up. And then after this, you're not going to be able to sleep for 3 and 4 hours. So you'll be part of the after webinar clubs. There you go. Terry, if you would like to unmute yourself, please. Thank you for your patience. Please tell us what you would like to be doing.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's so much good energy bouncing off of this tablet right now. Like, I hear a lot of good things, a lot of good positive things. My passion is nursing. I've been working in the nursing field for almost 25 years, if not more. Every time I come out the field, I go right back into the field. I was crafting with, I was a guest services specialist, recreation, and customer service. And I always dealt with the elderly, so that's my passion. I like to crochet. I like to bead, make jewelry. I used to exercise with the patients, you know, to get their blood circulation and the movement. Because a lot of people, a lot of elderly, you know, they sit all day and they have nothing else to do. But when you get their legs moving, their arms moving, you know, the blood be flowing and they won't get blood clots or anything. I used to be by the bedside with bedridden patients, you know, doing aromatherapy, you know, feeling in touch, you know,
Yes.
talking softly to them in their ear, stroking their temples and stuff with the oils. Um, I used to do a lot, and I'm trying to get it all out because the energy that y'all displayed is impeccable. Like, wow. And I have to get up 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work. You know, you know, it's a lot of childish things that you do with them, but they don't mind, like color, draw in between the lines and stuff. To them, that's creativity. That's fun. And it seemed childish to people like me and you, but on the other side, like I said, it's creativity. They like to see what they make. They like to see what they create, and the families love it as well when they come and see them and they had an activity and they see like the beading that they done making jewelry, that they necklace, earrings, and they bracelets, you know. So that's my passion. I love dancing. I love music. I love
Terry,
line dancing.
you are going to be so busy, and you too have to start writing your courses and getting things ready.
Oh
because
man,
it's
I like
your
doing
type of
hair.
yeah,
Yes.
and it's you who's got those skills that when you put together short demonstrations of how to do this to help teach younger people, that's what's going to be so special in all of this. There will probably be a whole category and a whole catalog of everybody's different passions and hobbies and things like that. What you were doing and what you're talking about is needed. And thank you for your service and how you look after the elderly patients and your love and care for them. Thank you so much for being with us this evening, Terry.
Yes, thanks for listening.
John Barilla, would you please unmute and you tell us what's going on with you?
Hi, everybody. Thank you for letting me come on tonight. I'm a little under the weather. I don't know if you can hear my voice, anybody that's heard me before, but I suddenly came down with a really nasty cold yesterday, possibly because of one of my passions, which I'll get into now. Just 2 evenings ago, I attended a benefit for a theater that I work for quite often. And that's where I think I got this cold, because I haven't been out anywhere because of the pandemic and everything. I've been so cautious, and it was my first big public night out with a lot of people and weren't wearing masks when we were eating. Anyway, but my passions before Onpassive was theater, sports, music. I'm a singer. I was a dancer as an actor, performer, but I'm not doing as much dancing now. I'm getting older, and I still dance, but not quite what I was in my youth. And all of the things that I do, I'm a photographer as well, and all of those things, the possibilities of what I can do with several of our products. One thing as an actor, I've been doing all during the pandemic here. Of course, we haven't had. Weren't able to be in live performances very much. So I've done many, I won't say the name of the company, but where we will have our O Connect, there's a company that I've done a lot of performances on another company's product, many performances in the last couple of years, because that's the only way we could perform. But on our O Connect, what I can do with that, as far as not even just an Academy and just all of our integrated products in that way with something like a performer. And last night when I was listening to the folks talk about using it for sports and different things, and I kept thinking, well, wait a minute, for sports, yeah. And I was in sports. I managed a softball team years ago, and I thought, wow, what I could have done, how much easier it would have been. We played on multiple in leagues, different teams. I had all these players. You want to keep their so many things. But back to the theater thing. To be able to perform, and not only to perform, but then you can bring Bless into it. This can be good for producers in the theater, individual actors in the theater, people that want to be coaches like myself. I've actually coached people, other actors. I do coaching. Well, I can do that now with our products. So I won't go on too much longer because I don't feel too well here. But with what I do and my passions before OnPassive, they're still my passions now. It's what I do with my life now, and what I'm going to be able to do with OnPassive's products. Oh, it's going to be terrific. So that's where I'm at with all this, and I'm going to sign off now. Thanks a lot, folks.
John, thank you so much, and I hope you feel better soon. You're quite right. Again, more courses, more classes, education, and participation with people. Well done. Lori Lunn, if you would come and join us, please unmute yourself.
I made it tonight. I was listening to Marty and Chris and stuff, and they were saying that you guys were having the discussion tonight. But anyways, I've been driving. I'm missing everything and been driving about 400 miles a day. So, but my passions and stuff when I was young, was a lot to do with horses and breaking and training. Lived up in the mountains with my mom and on the river, and just had a simple life. Didn't think I'd ever be into computers, and I said, I don't need no computer. I just mail my check in the mail, right? No, it ain't working that way. You better catch up. And I'm telling all these other folks, you better got to come up in the world and stuff. But the last 15 years now, I've been taking people, poor people, to their doctor's appointments, DSHS patients. And, and I'm a counselor. Take care of them. I got a CNA license. I've been taking care of people, for many years, let alone my mom and stuff, and she's passed, but I'm going to have to go back and find another person also to take care of here. But my passion is just helping out folks. I've been giving out what little dollars I got, the other day, people sitting on the street, and I wish I could give them more, and I can't wait till I can do that and help somebody out. And
all of that will happen, but let me turn it around back to you now. You started with horses.
Yep.
The other part we've discussed in other webinars, and we've talked about how and what we would like to do regarding OnPassive. What can you show, help, or tell people about horses? Or what other type of hobby, what other interest? What would you like to learn? What type of course would you like to learn on OnPassive's platform?
Oh,
You've got a big heart to help others, but what would you like to learn?
Oh, I'd like to learn computers, because I end up messing things up with the buttons and wanting to put something on YouTube and stuff, but I just ain't got that quite right. I was listening to Marty, and he was talking, you had to have a YouTube changer thing and borrowing YouTubes, that other people are doing. I guess I can use those.
I'm going to bring you back to your horses again.
Oh, okay.
What were you doing with horses?
Well, I take people on rides. I teach them how to ride. I take people that never dreamed of going on a horse. I'd be along the river, pack a lunch, and a couple of, beers in the back, and just go along the river and take someone who's never gone on something they'll never forget, and my children are cowgirls. My daughter and my grandchildren, they're all barrel racers, and we ride up here at the OMAC Stampede Rodeo.
Wow. Yep.
And my granddaughter, she's just bad as I am. She rides pretty fast now, and I get nervous, but but no, I've just been a horse crazy girl all my life. But now
so you can put something up there. You can talk to people about horses, and you can take them on a virtual ride. You could put a camera on, and off you go.
Chris to put his hat on, and we'll have to get him on a nice horse. Take him for a ride if I ever get to meet up.
Hey, you know what? I absolutely love horseback riding, but you can really teach a whole course how to take care of a horse, the expense of a horse, how to ride a horse, how to stay away from a horse, don't get behind a horse, don't step in those things he drops on there. You got all kind of stuff you could talk about with those horses.
Well, when people were kids, somebody put them on a horse and they'd end up under the tree, or this horse is taking them off. See, I don't do that. I take people on a controlled ride and just go nice and easy. We don't let them get hurt. And you got to put them on the right horse so that they're not damaged as they're young.
Oh, I'll
And
let you
gotta
put
get them
Chris on
over
one.
growth horses.
I'll let you put Chris on one, and
Robin, I rode horse bareback and absolutely loved it. I prefer bareback rather than the saddle myself, but I love horse riding. Even though I'm
yeah,
allergic,
he will get one
I'll
slap
ride
on the rump.
Hey,
And
and
then
Marty's
go. The horse will.
and Marty's
The
a
horse
horse.
will.
He's a pink unicorn.
So, Lori Lynn, thank you so much. You see, you've
Thank
got to
you.
start working on a course as well. You've got to start thinking these products with OnPassive are going to be able to be used when you take a camera or a video camera and you go for a virtual ride out there, and you then transport that into the tools and into a channel or a page that you've got with this. People are going to be within OnPassive to help you with the computer side of it. Marty knows these things, and if he doesn't, he'll introduce you to people. There'll be support. There will be help for all of this to happen. We've got to think what we can teach others. And come on, Marty, jump in.
Where's Marty?
Marty looked like he was going to say
No,
something.
I mean, even like there could be training on how to set up a YouTube channel. There could be training on how to do different things on the internet for people that are interested in doing that kind of thing. Yeah. Because, you figure 1 million people, there's a lot of people that have talents we don't know about. And all that's possible. That's why this main reason for this video and what I've been doing on my lives is people get caught up in that little thinking. They don't think. If you ever hear Ash, he keeps saying, think bigger, dream bigger, act bigger, be bigger. I've got the being bigger down pat. But no, I mean, we need to use our mind and think possibly what's out there. And I love it. I absolutely, he talked about it the other day, and I was so happy he did. I talked to him a lot about that kind of stuff, but when he brought it out in the open and he brought up ideas like, Lori, like you with the horses, you think, well, what a horse got to do with OnPassive? It has as much to do with it as you want it to. That's the neat thing about it. You take pictures, you video, like Robin said, you bring it back, you say how to mount a horse, how to ride a horse, there's people that want to know that, but there's no way for them to find out. And with OnPassive in Academy, or if you did it in OCapture, or you send it in a video, I mean, the sky's the limit, and people can learn a lot of stuff. Trust me, you just put a post out and said, who loves horses? It sounds so crazy. You'd be surprised. You might get 20,000 people that say, oh, I love horses. Once you have that, they're with you, and you can have them go anywhere you want to go, And then you introduce them to Onette. Now what? They're hooked to you for the rest of your life, whether they buy something today or 7 months from now. I mean, you people got to think of that. Everybody's looking at the fruit in the tree. There's a lot of them laying on the ground. Just grab them. Really, make it easy. But yeah, there's a lot that can be done. I can't sleep at night thinking about all the possibilities of what can go on, and little things. People are looking for something to do, something to think about, but they threw it all away because they're too worried about paying their bills. They're too worried about. But could you imagine 1 million people, 1 million founders that someday money's not an issue? I'm not going to tell you how much you're going to have, but you just don't have to think about it. That's where I want to be. I want to be where I don't have to think about money. I don't want to think about it because I have too much, and I don't want to think about it because I don't have enough. Just I need something, I can get it, and that's it. If I can get that, I died and went to heaven, or at least heaven on earth. But anyway, that's all I got.
I have one question. Is there like an eBay deal site, like for selling? Is that anything that
on OnPassive?
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, because right now I've had to start up eBay and selling my stuff.
Oh no! You're going to be able to do all of that, all of it. Take pictures of it, bring it in.
Yeah.
There's no limit.
And I will never be quiet then.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm doing it to survive.
No. I got you.
Yeah.
But just picture. My wife does a lot of crap. She can make something out of absolutely nothing. I mean, and she could sell them if she wanted to. But right now, you're not thinking of that. She's just messing around, all that. But the sky is the limit. Really, I believe that with all my heart. If you look at Onpassive, stop looking at the title of a product. Go read about what the product does. If you go read what the product does, you could put any title you want on it. Horsebackriding.com for all I care. Or John wants to help people learn how to act. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. And to get it done normally, it's thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Could you imagine 100 million customers and John gets 1% that pay him $20?
Oh yeah, I mean,
no,
that
people
adds up.
don't think of that. That's where we're going. I mean, we are going there. And if you don't start thinking that everything like this is possible, you're depriving yourself of the possibilities of Onpassive. Guaranteed.
Yeah, I'm just excited to be here.
Oh yeah, I am too, as you can see.
Oh yes.
And so is John.
But you guys are family, so that's just the way it came out, and I'm happy as a lark over everybody, and I just race every day just to try to make sure I get into a video, get a like and comment or at least something. But yeah.
Well, thank you for being with us tonight. It's wonderful to have you with us.
I want to see you do a live on a horse, Lori Lynn. That's what I want to see. An Onpassive live on a horse. That's what I want to see from you.
Absolutely.
Well,
that's a
I
good
have
one.
to go up to my daughter's right now because I don't have a horse. I just go get my fix when I go up
Hey,
there.
for $20 an hour, Chris will pretend to be a horse for you. I know that for a fact. So.
I got spurs, buddy.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. You just have to make it happen. You don't put the blocks up there. You just make it happen. You go and get that horse. Not Chris, the four-legged horse. There you go. I got you off the hook. But the other thing is, the other thing with all of this, though, is people are hearing this, and some people have already texted me saying, but they've already said something that I would want to do. So why and how could I do something else? Or how could I get involved in it too? Do you know what? We're over 1.1 million founders right now. Do you know how many teachers and how many people are needed out there for people to look at? How many languages are there around the world that we are involved with? We need muting, please. Julie, can you please check the mutes for everybody who's not speaking right now? The other thing is, just because somebody else has said what they do, there could be 10 other people, there could be 100 other people doing the same thing, but you will resonate with somebody, not always the same person. So don't feel as if you've already been eliminated from the category that you've been talking about, because this is going to be global. This is going to be English or French or Italian or any other language, Hindi and other languages around the world. And you need more than one person with more than one interest. So keep thinking big, people. Don't limit to what this can be. This is getting huge. Dan, thank you for your patience. Please unmute yourself and tell us what we're doing with you.
Well, I hear so many great things tonight, and I think about what Ash said the other day, and he said, our thinking has to level up. And I listened to everybody here tonight, and I think that all the thinking and all the passions and everything that everybody has here tonight, people are leveling up. And he also said to stretch those brain cells, and mine have been stretched quite a bit. It's interesting too, though, that I think about what I retired, like Chris, I just retired about, a year and a half ago from 30 years in the medical business. And that was, I was consumed with that. And then I think about, all right, we're all listening. I'm listening to all this. And I'm thinking, what skills do I have? What can I teach anybody? What passion do I have? And so I think about a lot of things. Of course, bless is a given. I would love to give back. I can hardly wait to give back. But as far as my passion goes, over the last couple of years, my son and I have been playing golf. Okay, and we have a passion for golf. And there's so many YouTube channels on golf that teach you how to play golf. I've even bought some courses on playing golf. and we try different things. And we live in Colorado, and every year we have gone up to Keystone, Colorado in the mountains and done a stay and play. And we will stay there for about 4 or 5 days, and we play golf every day. We play 36 holes a day, and we're trying different things, and we're just getting better. But it's time with my son. It's quality time with my son that's been invaluable. And we love golf, and there's so many beautiful golf courses all over the world. And so I think about these courses that I'm taking, and I could just look at somebody that I really like and promote his course, maybe get one of these instructors to be a founder, and then I could promote his course and bring people in that way. You know, we think about our passion and what we have skills doing, but we can also look at the skills that other people have. And if we're tapped into somebody that we really like and somebody that's been really beneficial to us, we can take that person, we can run with them too. And, you know, we can even make money off of that person, but that person's going to benefit as well. But my passion is golf. I wish I was good enough to be able to instruct it and do a course, but I'm not. I'm just trying to get better. But I'm just so excited about hearing all of these stories, and I'm excited about tapping into all of the, you know, getting into O Academy and looking at what everybody has to teach me. So that's about it. That's all I have for tonight.
Dan, thank you so much for being with us this evening. Missed you, and it's good to see you. Neeraj, please unmute yourself and tell us what you're going to be putting either in O Academy or what courses you would like to see there.
Okay. First of all, like in India, the government has told the corporates that one day or few days you have to do you have to do CSR activity. CSR stands for corporate social responsibility, where you actually go to an orphanage and help them. But it was only restricted to 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. So the first thing I'm going to use OnPassive. I always wanted to contribute. So the first thing I'm going to do is this CSR activity that which I used to love in my call center life. I'm going to do it on maximum basis, if possible on a daily basis. If the apples are going to come, yeah, why not? Why not do it on a daily basis? So that's the first thing I'm going to do. Second, this movies. My passion was about watching movies, and I'm sure there are a lot of movie lovers around the world. And I'm going to say something different, and this is creative. Maybe people might not have thought of this. I'm going to use the O-Connect to watch movies. Maybe 1 million people, or maybe people who are interested in an action movie. I just pull up some action movie, play it in O-Connect, and maybe 50,000 watch it at one time, the whole family. So that was something I thought was very creative. Secondly, I used to watch movies in a normal multiplex where and I used to go at Mondays to Thursdays because the ticket was cheaper. But now with OnPassive, I'm going to go on the weekends, and I'm only going to the VIP section where they have additional facilities. So that is going to happen. Next is listening to music. Julie, I think you missed this part. I realized it later, but in India, there is a chat, like India, there is a, or rather in US, there is a music, just like you have Spotify, YouTube, there is also something called Pandora. And Indians do not have access to it because I'm from India. And there is a tool called O Virtual, which will help me to access Pandora, Pandora.com. So I'm going to watch, because I want to explore my favorite music channels, and that I think OnPassive tool is going to use that. Next, I left my job because I wanted to earn online, and It was just a trial and error. And believe me, in 2020, in On Passive Nation, that Ash had done a webinar about uh, uh, what a good business is, and I just put it on the Facebook Live. But now I understand what really a business is. So now I have sense of identifying a good business. And I think the question also came about OMART. I'm going to put identify those business and put those in OMART, and I'm sure that in a single platform, I'm going to earn online. So whatever dream that I had that I would earn online, yes, OnPassive is there, but apart from OnPassive, it's all also earning online overall. So that is there. Next, I always wanted to. I'm a foodie. And I love to travel. And uh, uh, so with the apples, I'm going to travel all over the world, and also taste, like in an Indian restaurant, you can try out Thai food, Chinese food, and all that. But now when I have an opportunity to go to all those countries and try their cuisine there itself, uh, 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 rather than maybe eating it in an Indian restaurant. And I would actually, what I would do is maybe review those restaurants and maybe put it on ONET so people can actually can check it out. So that would be helpful for them. And lastly, my passion was about crypto. I understood what the fiat money is and what crypto is, and I want to spread that education all over the world. So I'm planning to do a podcast on that, and put that podcast maybe on Academy, and I'm sure people will love that. Thank you very much.
Neeraj, thank you so much. Different perspectives again, different things that we've heard throughout the night. Thank you so much. Engineer Mike, we're keeping this to 2 to 3 minutes. We're talking about passions or hobbies, interests that you would like to contribute to the Academy platform or be using products with, or in turn, what type of course or product or hobby that you would like to see that you might want to take part in. We're not giving any names, we're not giving any brands, but we're talking industries in that general terminology. Mike, please unmute yourself. What do you have to say for us?
Hello, everybody. Good evening, all our Leadership Council members. My name again is Michael Ojongtambia. If you see behind me, I have a backdrop which is customized, made for me by Bill Moss. Thank you, Mr. Bill. So my passion before I joined OnPassive, I'm an engineer, road construction. So I've worked in various countries all over the world, in the US, in Africa. So I have passion for that trade. The reason is I always like to work with my workers. I'm no leader. So if you come, the only difference you will see me from my workers is that I will have a different helmet. The color will be different to know that I'm an engineer, but white collar, I'll be in that pit working with everybody, doing the manholes, coming out, doing the velocity brake chambers and all of that. So I like teaching. So I've been an instructor with Linux for a while now. So I'll definitely get to Academy with Linux courses. Then I like helping people. So most people, I'm here to serve you. If people who have projects and they think I can bring value to them with advice and to check on what they are doing, I'm here for you. So I'll be teaching on Academy. Then I would like to help people who have projects. I can help them. Thank you very much, everybody.
Well done, Mike. Thank you. People like you with that type of information is also very much needed. You're going to be in big demand. Jim, thank you for your patience. We've been going through a lot. Please unmute and give us your thoughts and ideas about what you would like to do or see.
Can you hear me okay?
Absolutely. Thank you for being with us.
Well, this is my first time that I've spoken on a webinar, and so this is my chance to thank all the Leadership Council. Your dedication is absolutely incredible, and everybody in OnPassive owes you a big thanks. Anyway, talking about Academy. Once we launch and Academy is available, you're going to see knowledge just go through the roof around the world. This is going to be very interesting. I'm excited about it. As we all know, knowledge is power. And as with the capabilities of Academy, it's just totally unlimited. It's so incredible. I never suspected this when I first got involved. Anyway, one of my passions is permaculture, and permaculture is kind of a short term for permanent agriculture. It's a design science that utilizes earthworks, position of the sun, how much sun an area gets in a year, the wind patterns. You utilize perennial plants instead of annual plants, but it's a permanent agriculture. And what I would like to do with that is, and I intend to, thanks to OnPassive, is that I want to go into those areas of the world where it's difficult to grow crops, a lot of droughts, things like that. And I would like to set up projects to start developing permaculture projects in those areas, and teach the local people how to do it so that they can take better care of themselves and feed their families. That's a big passion of mine. So I have a question, and I'm going to lay out a short scenario here, but I have a conceptual mind. I'm not technical. I'm just not good at technical stuff. In fact, when my best friend introduced OnPassive to me, it took me about 5 seconds to say, how much and where do I sign up? I can see the big picture, but the details.
We like people like you. Thank you.
I'm not good with detail. So let me lay this scenario out. So we've already launched, and a customer comes in and purchases a package. And let's say that they have a business selling health food supplements. So their website, their domain and everything is going to be set up for selling their health food supplements. But also, they're going to click on that reseller button. And so from what I understand, OnPassive will include them as a reseller in the marketing campaigns. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So now let's switch back to, I'm a founder and I have a business that I would like to, I want access for this business with all the tools. So how does it work where we're going to have to choose a domain name, but I'm going to be choosing a domain name that's specific to my business. And I know that OnPassive will not be promoting that business. They're going to be promoting OnPassive, right?
Correct.
Let me help you, Jim, if I can.
Okay.
You come in and you have a business that you're passionate about. It's legal, ethical. The company doesn't care. You come in, you can build a website. Oh boy. Anyway, you can build a website and promote that business through OnPassive. And all the tools, by the way, are great for any business online, any one of them, because you have OCreate, you can make any page you want. Now, let's say you take that website that the company gave you, the company that you're in, they give you a website. You could take that website and put it in OnPassive, either under OCommerce, which we didn't hear a lot of details about, or the marketplace. So let's say it's under health and wellness. You go under health and wellness, you put your website in there, you maybe make a video, you do a couple things. The traffic from Onpassive, whether they get you traffic or not, which they will, the traffic that's already in Onpassive, because let's remember something. The million people that are founders, what are we also? We're consumers. We look to get things, we buy things, we do things. A year from now, there could be, they figure 100 million consumers. Okay, so they go into the marketplace, they see what you're selling, Jim, and they buy it by the millions. You don't know. And if the company gives you X amount of traffic, you could tell that traffic to go to your Onpassive part of the business or the business that you're passionate about before you ever got to Onpassive. Either one. The only difference is a reseller, you don't quite get as much traffic as a founder would get.
Right. Okay, so my concern was, so if I had another business that I'm actually going to be setting up in my package, is that going to conflict with Onpassive promoting on?
Absolutely not. Onpassive.com will never be promoted.
Okay.
Never. What's being promoted is Jim.com, Marty.com, Trevor.com. That's what's being promoted. The company is not promoting Onpassive.com. Everybody will own their own business. You can call it anything you want, Jim.
Right.
And you can promote whatever you want.
But Onpassive is going to be promoting Onpassive products.
Through you.
Onpassive will promote your Onpassive business through your domain.
That's right.
So if you
through
were
you,
Jim.com,
through me, through
that,
Mafus,
yes.
not
Okay.
Onpassive itself. No.
Okay.
It's beautiful. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Well, I really appreciate that. That kind of puts my mind to rest a little bit. I've been thinking about it for about 3 months. And anyhow, thank you so much,
Jim, thank
again,
you.
everybody. And I love you all.
Thank you so much for being with us. Great first time you're talking on a webinar. Hope you come back. And there's going to be so much conversation when O-Commerce and the marketplace come out and when Ash gives us more information, because there are a lot of people in Onpassive who have got other products and other companies and businesses that they have worked before, and they are just excited and chomping at the bit to be able to share those in the proper legal manner when it is the right time to do so within Onpassive's back office and
Can I say one more
in the
thing real
platforms
quick?
that it provides.
Can I say one more thing real
Yes.
quick?
Of course.
I am so happy that Onpassive has come together, because I knew in my heart for years that all the people around the world were not any different from each other. We're all the same. We all want to have the same desires, the same needs, and there's no reason to be fighting. We should be helping each other, and that's why I'm so happy about Onpassive.
You are a real Onpassive founder. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
Hope to see you again. Mahfuz, Bangladesh, please unmute yourself and tell us what you are going to be contributing into the Academy or the other platforms.
Thank you, Robin. Hi, everyone. Good morning from Bangladesh and good evening to all of you. Thank you so much. And I am so much proud to be a part of this webinar today, especially because you all guys, you talked about your own initiative, the initiative you are going to take in at your own life, and for of course to make smile others. That's amazing, really amazing. The summary line is we are working, and we will work, and we will take all the initiative to make smile others. That's the bottom line. Yeah, we want to make others happy. I personally so much fond of people, those who work for others, and I want to help others also from now. Actually, I am working also for others, but after official global launch, I have a plan to work for especially the children. You know, in the developing countries, I can mention individually, in developing countries, a lot of children, lot of children are there, those who are not getting enough opportunity of education and mental recreation and games. And I will stand by the children. I will introduce our academy for their education, and I will work for them for mental recreation. Say, for example, I will make a park only for the poor children, where it will be just free for them. And OnpassiveAussieGirls, say maybe I have a 1,000 team or 2,000 team. Okay, as a team, we will work for our children. We will work for the poor people across the world. And I have a plan of travel or tourism. And definitely the final target of my site is to make smile others, to make happy others. And I can say, in my background, this is always my inspiration. I want to create a course. I want to provide a course through academy that is complemental re-evaluation. Okay, those who are hopeless, those who are going to commit suicide, I want to work for them. Don't be afraid, don't be hopeless, everything will be okay. And the program name will be Hey, Hey, Hey. I want to make people how to say always hey, hey, hey in your daily life, no matter what is your situation. No matter your unemployment is there or not, you have no job or you have no income opportunity, no matter what the situation is, what's the situation of your family or your health, always time just say hey, hey, hey. Only this line will make you happy all the time. That's why I will have a courses through academy. I will teach people how to say hey, hey, hey. That is my bottom line. Currently I am doing also the same thing. I want to make smile others. I have no matter I have money or not, that already Marty said. I really salute Marty that once upon a time we thought that yes, money is the main thing, but currently transformation is going on in our every heart of our founders, our OnpassiveAussieGirls in across the world. That's why we already now have decided that yes, money is not the main issue, because money is by default here at OnPassive. So we have to think in a different way. And that's why I always in my mind I am thinking to make people smile, always smile. Chris sometimes think that yeah, my smile is like till yeah, okay. And as all time as says, yes, your ears will be physically taught. That last webinar as added that word is physically. Your ears will be physically taught. I am following that line. Yes, that's all from my side. Smile is the main.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Your beautiful smile, your beautiful heart, and your Hey, Hey, Hey organization. Chris, we could say a lot about this, but there you go. Thank you so much for being with us. Narelle,
thank you so much.
Please unmute yourself. And what are you going to contribute and look for?
Hi, thank you, Robin. Thank you, Marty. Thank you, Chris. It's wonderful to have this platform this morning where we hear so many sharing. Now, I've done a lot of things in my life, and one of them was floristry. I started off when I was young. I did a traineeship, and for the first 6 months in that traineeship, I learned how to tie bows. Now, I can tie a bow with my eyes closed. I didn't just do that, but however, it just seemed like forever learning. I can tie a bow in seconds, any type of bow that you want. Now, floristry, all I want to say here is basically floristry is a dying art. There are not too many that say, hey, I want to grow up and be a florist. You know, I want to work with flowers. There's plenty of people that love flowers, but I think we need to all think about those things that are dying out because they're not carried on with it from the older generation. Younger ones are tending to go into, say, more IT or more, you know, what's up to date right now, whether they want to be a lawyer or a doctor or any of those other professions. But there's a lot of people that are out there that that probably have the experience and probably need to share that with those that might make them think outside the box and go, you know what, never thought about floristry before, but I think I'd like to do that. So that's just one thing from me. I've written down a couple of things. When I was younger, when my children were younger, I used to go along to the schools and teach the children how to do floristry, but I didn't go and buy expensive flowers from the growers or the florists. We used to walk around the gardens at the school and choose things like bark and leaves and flowers that might be there, and actually making them use their imagination to again, think outside the box, do something different, do something creative, be your own self, be your own creative self. You know, so that was another thing. One of the things also, and I have this from my daughters, younger people tend to go to takeaway places. Okay, it's easy. They're working hard. They just want something, and they ring me up. Mum, how do you make that? What's that recipe for that? Because I did a lot of simple cooking. You know, when you're on a lower income, you learn how to make something from nothing, in a sense. And that was handed down by my mum, who again could make something out of nothing, and make a big meal. Visitors pop in, she always had something, and always had big freezers so that food was readily available for those who may come and eat at our table. So I think beginning type classes. But what I want to say is, we have this platform Onpassive. We have Academy that's going to be available to each and every one of us. Now, there are other platforms out there that teach you how to do things, right? Many that teach you, one in particular, and I won't name it. But are they going to pay you for sharing? And are those 1,100,000 founders going to be a part of sharing, like Dan said, you know, sharing those courses that we might not be that crash hot at, but we resonate with something, you know, whether it's floristry or cooking, you know, we can share those out, and it becomes another income stream for us, because not only we're not all talented in everything that we do, but there are many people out there with huge amounts of skills. Sometimes people don't necessarily need the professionals. Now, I'm not a counsellor. I've been asked many years to be, you know, go into that field. But the thing is, I have life experience. Sometimes all people need is a hand to hold, an ear to listen, and a heart to understand. So I think there's a great platform out there, or the ability to work with somebody perhaps that has a profession, that you can do these things on that loving of self, you know, bringing about that awareness. There are people, and I'm talking to women here in particular, you know, that have suffered through domestic violence, just as I have. You know, it's hard, okay? It's hard in the beginning, and we are a victim. But I say to all people, you have to almost become a victim to understand that and hit rock bottom, because the only way out is up. But we all need a helping hand. And I'm not denying that men go through this as well. I'm just speaking because I am a woman and I have been through that. So I think there's a great platform for that. I think that's all I've got to share, but I just want to say I want to be like Willow Griffith when I grow up. So thank you, Robin, for allowing me to share today.
Thank you, Narelle. Yes, I think there are a lot of people who aspire to be like Willow. She's quite an amazing lady. Everybody, I just want to give you an update. We're coming up to 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We've been going now for 2 hours. I think this is amazing. I think all of you and what you were saying is amazing. We've got 12 more people on my list. So if you're all right and want to keep patiently waiting, I will get to everybody who's got their hands up. If you want to drop off, we understand. And we just say thank you to everybody who's staying with us and being part of this. So the next person is Richard. We'll try and still keep it to 2 minutes if we can, just so that we can, you know, keep people together, and we don't keep you too late tonight. But Richard, please go ahead.
I love all you beautiful men, women, and children of the world from the bottom of my heart. My number one passion is Obless. And poverty and homelessness bring food, water, homes, everything else that is needed in this world. That's my number one passion. My number two passion is that I will use OConnect and Academy. I am a recovering addict with 37 years, and I want to be able to help people that are addicts and alcoholics to recover. So I want to have a course on how to recover from addiction and alcoholism. And I leave you all with that. And I love y'all. Big kiss, big hug. Thank you, Robin.
Richard, thank you so much. You are an inspiration to so many. And we just are so grateful and appreciate you being with us when you can be. Thank you so much. Jay Wu, where are you, please? If you would still like to speak, you were on my list, and you can unmute yourself and join us if you're still with us. And we'll give her a moment. I'll go to, now I'm going to say this the French way, I apologize. The name is Jeanne, but is it Jean? Jeannie? I apologize. I don't say certain words in English very well because I learned them in French first. So please tell me.
It's Jean, but I love
Jean, thank you so much.
In the French way. That's beautiful. That was beautiful. It's such a privilege being on here with all you amazing leaders. So thank you for inviting me on. I'll keep this really short and sweet. Like many on here, I have a background in the arts. I grew up an artist, a musician, a singer-songwriter, writing, editing, children's book writing, just so many things that I have done. Theater, like John. I've done a lot of things professionally and for fun, but I was really moving in that direction of the arts in all of its forms. And then, life happens and maybe you need a little more stability, some benefits, maybe more stable income. And I took some temp jobs, and then I ended up in the corporate world and ended up staying in the healthcare industry for almost 30 years. And it provided for my family, it provided stability and all that, but it really kept me away from those passions that were clearly where my skill set lied. So with Onpassive, not only will it give me the time freedom to be able to pursue those things, finish the books, get those published, get back into painting and jewelry making and all those things. But when we talk about passion, for me, when I talk with someone, it's always, if money were no object, what would you do? Like what fires you up, what lights you up inside? I have a friend who's an amazing cook, and she's always wanted to start her own restaurant, and she gets so excited when she talks about it. And I would love to be able to make those kinds of dreams possible for people. It's like there's so many things happening in the world that make us suppress our joy and sort of just become smaller versions of ourselves. So one of my passions is to find what makes people light up inside and fills them with joy. And that if everyone is doing that, if everyone is following those passions, then the entire world is raised. But we've never really had those opportunities because we were always worried about the bills. We were always worried about taking care of our families and all those things. So Onpassive and all of the tools, the creative tools, the business tools, are going to allow people that freedom to be able to do those things that they love, that everyone has spoken about tonight. And I've been writing down ideas as people have been speaking, and it's so exciting to me. I mean, I have a binder filled with projects, like all of the ones, Engineer Mike, all these projects that people have been talking about, homelessness, vets, I really want to help out vets, children, trees, fresh water, inventions, technical innovations, all of these things. I'm just waiting, waiting for the means, and just let me go. Once it gets going, I'm going to be Bill Must. I'm going to be behind the scenes. I'm kind of going around and blessing and blessing and blessing and blessing. And that makes me so happy. That's what keeps me up at night. Just sitting in my bed, laying in my bed, smiling. So that is
so beautiful.
So thank you.
Thank you for being on with us tonight. And I'm going to make a suggestion. Your friend who wants to have a restaurant. Does she have one currently?
No, she works in one. Well, she was working.
Well,
Now she's actually working in an
well,
elderly community. So
all right. So I'm going to start the wheels turning. What about having a page? What about having an opportunity in the products of Onpassive to actually have a cooking school or a cooking with restaurant menus and showing people not only how to prepare them, but how to set them, how to present them.
Absolutely.
The money
And I
that
have
she makes from that, she is then putting money aside and getting her dream of a physical restaurant. If she still wants that in due course, she might find she's having more fun doing it online and helping people around the world.
She's amazing. She's amazing. She's got a theater background as well. So can you just imagine her on the videos? I'm so excited. And she doesn't know it yet, but I have a position for her. So it's waiting.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm really
That
excited.
is wonderful.
Yeah.
Jean, thank you very, very much for being with us this evening.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Marty. Thank you, Julie.
Bruce. Bruce, if you would like to unmute, please, and give us your
Certainly,
thoughts for
Robin.
tonight.
I'll be glad to unmute myself. You guys are phenomenal, and this has been a really wonderful webinar we've had tonight. You know what I get from this? Your question was, what's our passion, and how can we incorporate it with Onpassive? I grew up with music, and I used to run away from home and go to my friend's house and just improvise on piano, get my feelings out that way. So I'm basically a singer-songwriter who can't sing anymore. But one of the things I did was have a career in the music business and in the film business. And later on, I got into when I watched the changes in music, and I watched as digital turned into MP3, and from MP3 it went to where it is today. And I was involved with that. And I remember going through a period of never being able to get a single song heard by a producer or record company because I had nothing that was represented by an attorney or a publishing company. And what I found is that nobody makes money in the music business, even if you think you do. You get fronted, you're like a big bank, and then they're like a lending company, and you're the last one to get paid. So what I did was get involved with digital music, and that was going well until they got greedy and fell apart. But what I found is that I spoke to a friend of mine, a bass player tonight, and as I'm sitting there listening to her, I asked her, how is everything going for you? And she goes, well, it's going slow, little by little. And it triggered the whole idea of how can you get the artists to move from where they are? Because one of the things that digital music allows you to do is just like Onpassive. It equals the playing field. So now when somebody wants to perform, they can perform and they'll connect. They can charge $1 for a concert and have hundreds to 10,000 people in a concert in one night or a week. There's all kinds of possibilities there. And there's all kinds of possibilities for me. There's also a recovery person like Richard is. I celebrated 40 years last year. And what I know is there's a lot of people who suffer. And they suffer because they're stuck in a rut. And one of my passions is to help people and to help them get from where they're stuck to a place of how they can see. I always say when one door opens, it's just that when one door shuts, it's not that one more door opens, but God tears down the walls for you to see every possibility that is there if you keep your eyes and ears open. And that's what Onpassive does for us too. It helps us to keep our eyes and ears open to all possibilities. Marty talks a lot about that today too. There's a lot of different ways to open up people's minds and start conversations and involve them into your own
Exactly.
business. So I'm
Exactly.
looking forward to what else will happen. Thank you, Robin.
Bruce, thank you so much, Bruce, for being with us. Absolutely with what you're saying, I agree. Trevor, I'm going to ask you to unmute, please. And just to give you a couple of people so that you can understand where we are, we've still got another 10 people on the list, but we're going to go with Trevor, Marcienne, and then Polly. And then I'll go through the next three once those three have spoken. Trevor, please tell us your thoughts.
You know, so many fantastic subjects of learning have been discussed this evening. Many people have passions in their life, and to be able to learn from each and every one of you is going to be one of my goals. And, you know, thinking about that a little bit, everybody here tonight's kind of inspired me to introduce, maybe even Ash will implement it on the back end of things. But what about like a Fund Your Dreams, Find Your Passion scholarship for those in need? You could maybe allot a certain amount of your earnings and have it in there for those that are less fortunate, a little more indigent, and be able to have people to teach, obviously, that would help. And college students, they sometimes go through, you know, 2 years of schooling before they even really know what they're passionate about, what their major is going to be for college. So this would kind of be an opportunity to be able to give back. But knowledge should be free, you know, everybody should be able to learn from somebody. And by having that type of availability to someone of less fortunate, it would just raise up the whole spirit of those type of people. So that's what I'm passionate about, is helping people find their passion. So if I can help you guys too in being able to relay that knowledge to them by providing that to someone like that, oh man, that would just be so awesome. Thanks everybody. Have a great night.
Thanks, Trevor. Exciting times are coming up. We're all going to be doing this together. Marcienne, if you would like to unmute yourself, please.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much, Ms. Robin, for giving me the floor. I'm so happy to be in Onpassive, my passion. And all my life, I wanted to be a model. And Onpassive finally made me being what I really wanted to be in my life, being a model and an artist. So in another way, I'm doing my dream already, because what I do every day online, for me, I'm happy talking about Onpassive. I feel like I'm achieving my dream. So I like it. I also like to make taking picture, design. And I know that with OJIT and OCreate, I'll be able to do so many things, because the few that I'm doing now, I'm doing with some application that I just get it from my own phone. So it's something that is not really professional. I know with OJIT and OCreate, I'm going to be able to do more. Plus the book, because I have a history of my life, I have a lot of story that I grew up with that I really wanted to put it in the book. And I'm sure that with that, I'll be able, maybe, why not having a movie with my story, because I know it's a great story and people would like to know about it. And it's still going to be very good. So coming there, what I used to do before I found Onpassive, I used to do a lot of charity, helping people. I have so many foundations that I'm part of. And what I do, I go around and ask people for help, to help those foundations, to help those people, those children, those girls that they don't have nothing, that we help them to pay for their school fee. I have like 5 of them that I've taken upon myself paying their school fee for a year. I don't know their family. I just take upon myself to be doing that. And I know that with our Onpassive company, it's going to be easier for me to have people that they will help me achieve that goal and make it very well. I've been doing it for the past 5 years, and it's very, very, very great. So I'm really grateful and thankful to be part of this great company, to be part of Onpassive, to be among the chosen one, that we have this opportunity to really do what we always want to do in our lifetime. And Another passion that I have in my life that I wish that dream can come true is singing. And because I grew up in a different way, all my stuff that emotional or happy time, I was writing some stuff. And when I'm so emotional, I will try to put it in the song. And that's what will make me really feel a little bit okay for myself. So I love to sing. And we will have an application that will help us to designate our voice, to change everything on us. And that's it. Thank you so much for having me tonight. I'm really happy to be part of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcienne. Merci beaucoup.
De rien.
Polly, would you please unmute yourself and tell us? You've been very patient. Thank you.
No problem. Good evening, everyone. My passion, of course, is Obless. For me, Obless is very important because it's going to change a lot of people's lives. I currently am doing a lot of work on the streets in different nonprofit organizations. Just this week, it was a little bit sad because I went to one nonprofit organization to give out breakfast, and all they had to give them was just some cereal and some toast. There was no fruits, there was no yogurt, there was nothing. And that really broke my heart. So I know for sure, definitely, I will continue working in the homeless community. Another passion of mine is working in the mental illness community. I have a brother who suffers from mental illness. He's back in Trinidad, and right now he's gone missing. And we've been trying to find him. We don't know where he's at. And there's no homes. Well, there are homes, but it's run by the government. So what I'm looking to do is, once I get on my apples, I would love to be building or maybe work with other long-term care organizations to build like better long-term care homes, because that's a need in Trinidad. I think I remember one time, what was his name? Bill Williams, Dr. Bill Williams, he mentioned he wants to do some work in Trinidad. So I will be speaking to him about that for sure. So those are my two passions right now. And also with the homeless community, I would love to give, the street people makeovers, so maybe get their hair done, dress them up, so I'm all about fashion too. So, get their nails done and everything. So I would love to have, a few, buildings like that for them to do. Okay, that's all I have to say right now.
Polly, thank you so much. It's going to happen. And I know that everybody on here tonight joins me for prayers for your brother and a safe return home, so that you know that he is all right and he gets the help that he needs. I know how hard it is when the government run establishments are not up to, or not the way they should be helping people. Next people who'll be coming up, just so that you know, we have Chris, Mabuhay Chris, and then we will go to Bridget and then Rupa. So we will start with you, Chris, please, if you'd like to unmute yourself, if you still want to talk, and was up earlier. So it's up to you now.
Thank you so much, Ravin. Thank you. Your speak voice is a very interesting and very excellent.
Rupa,
Thank you so much.
Rupa, excuse me. I'm going to ask you to wait. The next person to speak is Mr. Chris Tionson, and you are number 3 to speak. So I will call you in a moment. Okay?
Sorry, very sorry.
Thank you. Thank you.
Robin,
Chris, please.
I was just waving to Viviana. That's all. I apologize. Hello, everybody. Okay, Robin, back to you.
Sorry, Chris, didn't even see you waving. Chris, please. Mabuhay.
Oh, hello. Good evening. Good morning, or good afternoon. I'm from the Philippines, and my passion is about music. I teach piano but I stopped. But I'd like to go back to it. So it's a way for me to introduce also on passive multi tools. So I'm thankful for the team that master thing shared the OnPassive business to us in southern Philippines, and that's my passion about music. I was wondering the sharer before me, Neeraj also mentioned that about live streaming the movies he likes to watch. How about live streaming music I like? So that's I resonate with that suggestion. So that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. And music, I think, is in the blood of every Filipino. So you are going to be leading that in a beautiful way. The voices, the talents. So you're teaching, you're forming groups, you're streamlining, you're streaming music. Please, you will be very much involved in that. It will be needed and the world will be part of it behind you. Thank you for being with us this evening. Bridget, thank you for being with us. Please unmute.
Thank you, Robin, for the opportunity. Good evening, everyone. My primary objective, I would like to give back. With Oh Bless, I think that would be a platform that I would use, just like most people have talked about. Homelessness, I'm passionate about eradication of homelessness. So that's something definitely that I'm going to be part of. And among other things like improving the health system. So another passion of mine that has been dormant for quite some time, I'm going to take advantage of OConnect. I love to sing growing up, so music is going to be part of it. So I'll do music. And I'm sure I'm going to figure out how to do that, but I know I'll be singing using OConnect. And then another thing, I would be teaching math, mostly underprivileged kids. I think using Academy, I would be using that to teach mathematics for high school kids, and kids that could not afford education. I think I'm going to be doing that. So that's a few of what I'm passionate about. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bridget.
You're welcome.
Rupa, if you would like to please unmute yourself. Thank you. Rupa Paul, it's your turn now, please.
Thank you, Ravin. By mistake,
There you
I
are.
may unmute you. Very sorry.
I understand. It's okay. Thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure. OnPassive, right now, my emotion #1 place. Right now. OnPassive means in finding a medium between your career and these areas of your personal life. Beginning a business woman might actually make it easier for women create these lives than went to themless. As in, even if you are working longer hours, you get to spend those hours with a freedom and flexibility. For women achieving work, life balance can feel like an ongoing challenge. It's quite easy for you to fall into the trap on doing as a saying yes to everything. Draw your boundaries and stick to them. As a business owner, you run a show to create the ideal blend of work-life balance. So on Passive, every tool is a very important tools for us. Email, tracker, staff, bless, everything tools is a very important for us. So we are very happy with my CEO and we are very happy, lovelies, my families. Thank you, Ravin. Thank you.
Namaste, Rupa. Next, please, we're going to have Richard Moore. We're going to ask you to unmute and speak in just a moment, but just so you know, the next few people, it's Richard, then Viviana, then Akram. All right, so please, it's Richard to unmute first, please. We can't
Hi,
hear you,
good
Richard.
evening. and Thank you
There you
for
go.
having me here. Oh, I've done many things in life. Oh, you can't hear me? Okay,
There you go. That's
I
better.
guess
That's better.
Marty maybe Marty is maybe is qualified to answer my question here regarding the future with OnPassive, and as is I suppose I don't feel as though I'm going to see success online.
Richard, I'm sorry, you're fading in and
Until I
out.
do have the tools of OnPassive being successful. I had invested in, well, I've invested in a lot of lifetime advertising. So I wonder if Marty could tell me what I could incorporate, say as many as 50 affiliate links that'll help me see some results. And beyond that, of course, I had a rather productive career in the United States Navy, and I've had a lot of other things that I've done. Heavy equipment operator. I loved my years as a tractor trailer driver. But I've been put out to greener pastures, and I'm definitely looking forward to the future with OnPassive.
That's wonderful. Richard, first of all, thank you for your service. And with regards to your affiliate links, in due course, Marty at the moment, I think, is just busy answering a couple of things. But with regards to any business affiliate links that you might have, we will have more information about that when it comes to O-commerce and the marketplace. And so we will be able to properly identify and advertise and promote them when it is time. So there will be much more discussions, many more discussions, and much more information will come out as those are released. Does that help you a bit for now?
Yeah, that gives me a lot of reassurance.
And I promise you, I'll be leading the talk on those ones because I'm very excited to learn as soon as we are able to start looking at those two sections as well for various reasons. And of course, we will then have many discussions on here as well. So stay tuned. And as Ash releases those platforms, we of course will then start to talk about them more and more as well. All right. Thank you, Richard. Viviana, thank you for being with us. It's good to see you again.
Hi, everyone. It's good to be here. You know, there's so many passions that I have that I want to follow, but you know, I'm really big on helping with, you know, the homeless. So Chris, put me on your angels list. You know, that there's a huge need on that. But I want to talk about something that's close to my heart, and I'm hoping not to get emotional about it, so bear with me. But as I've mentioned before in other webinars, both of my parents are 87 years old, and you know, their health is declining. And unfortunately, in the situation that we're in financially, it makes it very difficult to and expensive to get somebody to take care of them at home. So my father recently ended up in the hospital with an infection. Thank God he pulled away from the infection. Now he's in a rehabilitation center, but he hasn't regained his strength as far as walking and so on and so forth. So my sister and I have had to make the difficult decision to put him in a nursing home for the time being until we can figure out how to bring him home and take care of him properly. So I guess my what I'm looking forward to when OnPassive launches is Oh Bless, because that'll give us, those of us take care of our parents properly. Because, you know, the state doesn't, I mean, the insurance for one doesn't give you very much money, and the state doesn't either. But this came because I'm going through this, and I've been going through this for the past 2 years. What came to mind is those who are caregivers and nurses, God bless the caregivers for taking care of the sick. They're not paid, they're underpaid. So I thought about putting together some kind of group through Bless, or anybody that can brainstorm with me, to be able to pay those caregivers that want to keep their loved ones at home a proper wage, you know, and even though they work for the state, they could also be paid extra for their work. Because as being a family member, it's a very emotional, not only do you have to take care of your loved one, but there's a huge emotion, a wave of emotion that goes with it. And making the decision to put a parent in a nursing home, then you have to deal with all the guilt that goes along with that. So anybody that wants to help me brainstorm with that, you know, once OnPassive launches and we can get some ideas together, it would be very helpful. And I know, Robin, you know, you are struggling with that too, with a family member. And you know, I've spoken to a few of you on this panel, you know, about my struggles. So that would be something that I look forward to, is having the funds to have somebody come and take care of my parents here at home and relieve me, not necessarily relieve me of the responsibility, but relieve me of the emotional aspect of it, you know, and then that way I can enjoy my parents in their last years. So that's my thought.
Viviana, you're very strong. Thank you for coming forward with this. I'm crying. You've got me in tears. It's we walk parallel path and story in this one. Let's talk soon, all right? We
Okay.
start to put it into place before it actually launches, before Oh Bless is ready, so that
perfect.
we can actually put it on and be ready for it when that happens, so that we can help family members and caregivers of those. It's not an easy journey. It's very, very painful. Thank you for coming forward. I know that's why we don't see you very often, but I keep you in prayers, and I know many of us on here do as well. So
thank you.
There are many people who are looking after family members, and you know, this is where we get to know people, and this is how coming to webinars like this, trusting us, and thank you for trusting us, because many of you open your hearts, and it's not easy to talk about these things. Sometimes we manage to get through talking about it without the tears, and sometimes we are in tears from the moment we start. But you have all made it easier by understanding and allowing and supporting us with your love, your friendship, and your prayers in these issues and journeys. And we know that we're not the only ones who are going through this. With 1 million+ founders, there are more people than we know, but it's only through getting together and reaching out through groups, through the chats, through webinars, and having the courage to explain a little bit of our own lives, of what we do and how we do it, that we can actually help more people, because then they realize hopefully that they're not alone. So Viviana, thank you again for being with us tonight, for your courage and your bravery. And we send you lots and lots of love and support.
Thank you.
Akram, if you would like to unmute yourself, please. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you so much, Robin, to give me a chance to say something here. And also thanks here all the great leaders and also founders to participate here. Actually, I have a patience on passive since last fully 1 years, and also I love all the products, and also I was a corporate job, and when I left the job, that time I struggled how I will do the business, and many places I went, and also I learned many things, and I training many organizations. But I learned, and that time at this moment I just settled in the online business. I'm an online marketer, and I know the power of internet. So at this moment I know, if if I use the our OnPassive all the tools, it become a good for the futures and all the business. And I also think that who are the startup who want to the business in this as a startup, so I can also help them, and I love also help to others. So for that reason, if our most of the products when will be the launch in the end will come the market, I will share our product. And if especially who are the very startup business, I will try to help them as a personal coach, or and I will also share our on passive tools all through OConnect, through OShop, OCommerce, and also others main products, which is very important for the startup business. So thank you very much. And if any other days, I will share more things. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Akram. Laurie, if you'd like to unmute yourself, Laurie Lonegan, please, if you'd like to tell us again.
Yeah, I was hearing Viviana talk about taking care of her parents, and I'm taking care of my mom, and I talked to her about Onpassive every day and stuff, and she's yeah, okay. But I wanted, I just had it in my mind that I would hire the best nurses, and then I could have her there. And of course, I took care of her and for many years, but she's gone now. But yeah, it's a hard deal, and it's just something that's I made that choice, so I stayed single because it was hard to involve her with any other relationship. So now that she's gone, and stuff, but anyways, that wasn't what I was going to talk about. But I know that Robin, you like horses, but I had to show you my talent that I started doing horses, and I'll show you here. I can turn my deal. It'll show up.
Oh, beautiful.
All right, hang on a sec.
Beautiful.
Does it show?
And you've created that?
Yes, I bought jewelry and I was searching for gold and silver, which I found a lot of here and there. And with the leftovers, when COVID hit, I decided to do something with my jewelry. I was going to put it on a frame, but then it went on this statue instead. And then I kind of went crazy and did more. But see, I'm making unicorns. So instead of horses, they turned into unicorns. I have a horn coming for this one, which will be sterling silver horn that a founder is creating for me, who is a jeweler.
Well, it's beautiful. Thank you for showing that to us.
Yeah, I figured I'd show that.
It's very, very beautiful. Thank you. All right, Ty, you are the last person, and then we have Julie, and then I think it's going to be close down time. So Ty, what was your last words, please?
Viviana and Robin and whoever else is dealing with the issue that you guys are going through. I'd like to say I'm on the same boat with you, and the fact that I lost my parents and we had a caregiver at home, and the caregiver we had wasn't really good. My brother Dwayne had to do some pretty hard stuff with my parents too. He was the older brother, but losing them, it was just like it was hard. I had a difficult time dealing with it. I still do, and it touches me that you guys are put in the same position, and I just want you to know I care, and please, everybody that can pray for these people and allow them to have the resources they need. And that's all I want to say is I love you guys, and I'm right with you.
Ty, thank you very much. I'm still crying. Julie, if you would like to please unmute yourself and give us your thoughts of what you're going to be bringing into Onpassive, or how Onpassive is going to help what your passions are.
Thank you so much, Robin and Chris and Marty, for putting this together. It's beautiful of what everyone's sharing today. My ultimate dream is to be able to inspire people to do inspiring things, right? So as soon as Onpassive give me the ability to remove all the worries, everything that's taken care of, I wanted to use that for me. I wanted to use that apple on me, invest it in myself, to learn more, to be able to travel, to be able to explore things around the world. And I have a thought, and I don't know if everyone remember, in my story, I say that, I wanted to pray that the Spirit, the Holy Spirit will lead me, will make me just an angel to show up when they're expected. So that's my dream. That's what I wanted to do. But then when it comes to time, the Spirit kind of guided me through the part where I'm like, okay, everybody in Onpassive are together in different cultures, in different ethnicity, in everywhere. So I'm like, I would love to have schools around the world teaching about cultures, talking about cultures. I mean, there are part of the world in today's world that has, all these crazy stuff out there. It's just because sometimes people don't understand about the cultures in different cultures, so don't know how to treat people, So my dream is to be able to learn as much as I want. I want to learn. Everybody here has so much talent. I look at myself, I'm like, okay, Julie, what's your talent, right? So I'm like, I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn as much as I can. And I said to myself, right? I said to myself one of these days, I'm going to be on stage singing. Singing is something that I love to do. I can't even follow notes. I fall off notes. I can't even, there's so much that I wanted to do. So Onpassive will give me the ability to do it. It doesn't matter. As long as I know that my worries are not there anymore, everything are taken care of. All I have to do is go out there and start making dream become realities, making dream happen, and start exploring the world. And with my daughters, that's exactly what I want them to do as well. I want to inspire them to do the inspiring things that they want in life. So it's truly really important to me when, talking about dream, talking about the passion, that's exactly what I want to do. And I know there's more coming. And I know that there will be time where I have that wisdom to see more and do more and inspire more people. So thank you so much, Robin. I'm kind of going all over the place. It's just because that's how it is right now. But I believe the Spirit will guide me through where it needed. But being an angel to show up when expected, that's a role I want to play nowadays. That's who I am today, and it's going to be in the future. So that's all.
Julie, thank you so much, Julie. Words of wisdom, and absolutely. John White, last gentleman to speak for the evening. Would you please unmute yourself and tell us your thoughts about what your hobbies, passions, and hopes are moving forward for this?
Well, I'm a 74-year-old barber,
And my desire is to be able to stop working, and that's a need. What I found out and listening to everybody, and all of the expressions have been heartfelt. All of the expressions have been things that you want. And before Onpassive, those things that we wanted, we might have been dreaming about it, and they became nightmares. Well, Onpassive is going to turn the nightmares into beautiful dreams of reality. When I got into Onpassive, I only wanted to make a certain amount of money. And when I heard that if you got in, you would win, I'm looking at now the enormity of Onpassive, how Onpassive is going to take care of our needs as well as anything that we want, because we'll have the time to be able to do that. So with all of what is happening, most of you see now that Onpassive is a lot bigger than we even thought it would be. And now I'm appreciating what Mr. Mufareh has put into place with Onpassive, his family, and the technical staff in India. We have this vehicle that's going to take us no matter where we want to go on this earth. It's going to take us there. It's going to take us in style. We have to first fill up our tanks, and then we can redistribute the wealth that we're going to get from Onpassive. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John, so much. I appreciate you being with us, and thank you for your wise words. Everybody, this wraps up a really, really special evening for me, and I think I can speak for Chris and Marty as well, that we've learned a lot. We have so appreciated hearing from all of you, and we look forward to maybe doing this again in a few weeks' time when things start to shift again and we see what the next phases are. But in the meantime, please, I'd like to, without going overboard and hopefully not upsetting anybody, I would just like to ask that we do pray and send a prayer to whomever we believe in, however we pray, without restriction, without any other conditions set to it, to look after David Bakau and his family in Papua New Guinea, to look after Ash and his family, all the tech team, the engineers and staff who are looking after us with Onpassive, for all the founders around the world who we know and we don't know, who may be going through pain, physical, emotional, mental, financial, and we ask them to stay strong, to be healed. And we ask this for our highest good and the highest good of all as we hold hands and go around the world, hoping that the mission of Onpassive will lead us beyond all other challenges and other difficulties. We're very, very fortunate to be in this together. And I think we need to hold the integrity, to hold the love, and to just be together with all of this. Thank you so much for being with Chris and Marty tonight. I'm going to say goodnight on behalf of both of them as well, because I know that they're busy working right now behind the scenes, but we hope you will join us again. And we just look forward to being with you and seeing you out there somewhere in the world. One last thing, step out of a box. Go and attend another webinar in another country, or a webinar that you would not normally go to in another language. Go and just be there. Just go and feel what they are talking about. Even if you don't understand, you don't have to stay for all of it, but do something different this week if you can. It's very, very special to show that we are united around the world. It's not East versus West. It's not North versus South. It's not any color of the rainbow that's against another one. Just pop in, say hello, tell them where you're from, and you just wanted to say hi. It's not that hard to do. We're all in this together. Let's show it to the world. Good night, everybody. Take good care and hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, Rob. Thank you.
Good night,
Yes,
Robin.
Good night, everyone.
Just
Good
say,
night,
hey,
everybody.
Yvonne is
Good night
here.
from Singapore.
Bye.
Morning.
Good night.
Hi, Viviana. I'm
Hi, Chris.
Hi from Houston.
Good
I was
everyone.
waiting. I was waiting.
Hi, Chris.
Night.
Bye, Chris.
Hey, hey, hey.
Good night, Chris. Good night, Mike.